Today on Running to Him.
Sometimes bad things threaten us even though we're following God's will. We can either trust in Him and succeed or give up and fail. Today's reading is Exodus chapter 13, verse 17 through chapter 14, verse 12, and we'll be concentrating on verses 14, 10 through 12. Exodus 14, 10 through 12 says, As Pharaoh drew near, the sons of Israel looked, and behold, the Egyptians were marching after them, and they became very frightened. So the sons of Israel cried out to the Lord, and then they said to Moses, Is it because there were no graves in Egypt that you have taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you dealt with us in this way in bringing us out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we spoke to you in Egypt, saying, Leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. Sometimes it's hard to see why bad things seem to appear on the horizon when we are following God's will. These potentially bad consequences scare us into thinking that maybe we were wrong or that Satan is trying to throw up a roadblock. But we fail to consider that everything which is happening is under God's leading. As we saw in the previous readings, Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and after telling the Israelites they could go, he changed his mind and decided to chase after them and punish them for their actions. The Israelites saw Pharaoh's army coming after them, and they panicked. They asked Moses why he led them out of Egypt if they were just going to be killed. This type of thinking will occur several times in their wilderness trek. When perceived setbacks occur in our lives, we sometimes do the same things as the Israelites. When Tony and I left the army to go to school, we believed that we were in God's will. Yet, we experienced setback after setback in the months prior to the school starting. At one point on a Wednesday night, we went to a church seeking guidance and maybe some help with food, something we had never done. The reception we received was not what I expected. We were told that they could do nothing for us, and that if we were in God's will, everything would work out. We were then sent on our way. We were shocked, to say the least. But as cold as their response was, it was exactly what we needed. Had they helped us, it could have started a pattern of not trusting God when we were up to our necks in alligators. While we experienced many stressful times during our time in college, we were always reminding ourselves that God is in charge and we must trust that we were placed there for a purpose. God never failed us. It is easy to be an armchair quarterback and look back at the Israelites with a condescending attitude. It is like us saying, quote, well, if we were in your shoes, we wouldn't doubt 1 minute, close quote. In the South, they have a colorful saying describing such behavior. People say, well, bless your heart. Now, that might sound comforting, but what they were really saying is, you all are dumber than dirt. The only way we can build trust in God is by experiencing something where we must trust God. There is no other way but to trust and obey, just as the old hymn says. Sometimes trusting God can be a harrowing experience. Sometimes trusting God seems easy. But whether our experience is hard or easy, it is God who is in charge.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.